Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have Gwendolyn with her scissors and a fresh buff. Cooldown refund on that E getting boosted a little bit, and of course the cooldown on ultimate being zippity down. Now the original nerfs, which directly hit our ability to farm on her, definitely sucked for those who played Gwen. Didn't suck for those of us who hate playing Gwen. Not me. Totally not me. However, these fresh round of buffs have definitely brought her back to the forefront. She was in a bit of the meta-dominant category, shall we say. I mean, hidden OP, no one really played her, still good win rates, and then Canyon started playing her, a bunch of Korean pros started playing her, and then everyone started playing her. And here we are. So, round 2, Gwen back in the jungle meta. I'm curious if they might not just give her some of those jungle buffs again. You know, they did 25% to 15% nerf originally. Maybe they put that at 20% so that we can actually get a bit of bonus damage to monsters, and she will be viable in the jungle once more in a bit more of a dominant sense without being too dominant. Let's see how we go. Might be the Diana treatment. However, runes on your screen that you would have seen, obviously, Conqueror, we're going Tenacity, we do enjoy Last Stand. The Inspiration secondary tree gives me true pain in the chest, right? And I do understand that it is 300 free gold plus bonus movement speed plus everything the Cosmic Insight gives you. Not whatever it gives you, everything it gives you. However, in certain champions, you can have Resolve Secondary that will provide you good value. Good value, yes. However, here we are. This is what we have. We're against in Italy. Yax versus Malphite. Remember when counter matchup ways, and nowadays, I don't feel like there's a lot of counter matchups in certain cases, because there's a large skill issue, large skill disparity in general. People say X champion counters me, but a good pilot will be able to negate most of that, you know, anything sub 1k LP. So really, just learn your champion, learn the matchups, learn the windows, and you'll be fine. We are finished with a 222 blue side, which is pretty solid. Definitely going to be ahead of the Nidalee in that direction. We know the Nidalee will do a blue side at around 225 actually in a challenge level. So 222 to 225. So similar, but a little bit slower. However, she obviously going for the red Krugs, as we would have seen in the leash, means we are on the red side much faster. Nidalee has decided to do Raptors and gank mid lane, which I love, versus a Lux, God of Script. Probably should have turned it on because, I mean, anyway, definitely don't want to do that whatsoever. We're going to see the Nidalee moving on down here, which is great when you are a slower 5-6 camper and you kind of want to, you know, create pressure so the enemy jungler can't exactly do what they want to do. However, in this particular situation, the Gwen sees this, knows that if she goes Krugs, this opens up bottom lane for a gank. So instead of, you know, farming those Krugs, I'm going to shadow it, skip it, and then look for potential plays. Now, this is a good reaction play to see. You could obviously go invading. I do like the invade path of mid lane as neutral. We're going to push this to help her out a little bit. We'll take the juicy experience. And then Nidalee goes down here. So I'm not actually a huge fan of this play. I understand she wants to go straight up for the Kiana, but, you know, I picked a Master Tier game because of it. Almost. I picked a Master Tier game because I was trying to find something that had a bit of a gold swing where we were in a deficit. So I could show you the scaling, and we didn't just have a ruffle stomp, right? Because that's not always fun when you play something that scales very strongly. What happens is you just end up dominating, and it's not really educational. So here I definitely would have preferred to see this, because obviously we know the Nidalee shows up with 12. She goes down. We know she's going to gank on the bottom lane, so we cut out the Krugs. We try and protect from this gank, and then we go and do some invading and counter jungling. Gwen kind of really overly focuses on the Kiana. Nidalee is obviously going to gank bot lane, then you know, takes the bottom crab and ganks mid lane, and Gwen tries her best to go ahead and do this. But again, she's not really showing herself to be in much of a position to do anything. What do you guys think? Definitely not the most pristine early game. And if you're playing Gwen, a farming jungler by all rights, who can still go fisting and scissoring at the right tempo, good grief. you know, you still want to be active. So this is kind of useless if she does Krugs, red Krugs into Raptors, because you're not really going to see this for quite a while. You know, Nidalee's done this now. She's obviously going to either fall back to this or reset, and she'll come back to the top side. What's showing up here in the bottom lane? What do I have here? Blue Sentinel West. Ah, the timers are on. There we go. I turned them off, so now that stops happening. Now we go back down to a grub. We see a dive possibility. Let me move the camera for you. Stun into a snippy. Very, very good. Will he survive? He will cut the wave, thin it a little bit as we do. And TP is burned. So this is a good repeat gank here. We see the Nidalee cutting across here. Now, something very important to note is 28 CS, right? So if you see her disappear from here with 20 from this gank and then re-show up here with 28, you know straight up that that's what she did. Now, no Lux means there's no gank, which means she's going to be going straight to our Raptors. Let's see if Lux notices this. It looks like she does. Sentient Lux. Sentient. Very good. Very good indeed. Now, we do see Nidalee going down to the bottom side here. Straight up ping spam happening. We do want to make sure we protect ourselves as a bottom lane. Apparently, they do not. Typing Janna, please do not do so. But Janna, so she dodges. And now she's level 5, and Gwen is showing up level 5 as well, but with a purchase spike. Obviously, we do enjoy our recurve bow for the Nash's Tooth gaming moments. And now we can finish off this and protect this camp. Now, we know Nidalee will have nothing on the side, so 99.99% she's going to reset and head to the top side, okay? That's pretty obvious based upon the tracking information we have. We're going to scan here just to see if this is water. I always think that's a good idea, because if it isn't, we can gank, you know, and use the opportunity we have of the Nidalee being top lane. And as a scaling jungler, very important to do so. Right, we do a little bit of a QE snippy, but nothing really happens. Plant is hit, and now we are simply going, did you see this? Nidalee bought Sork and then sold. Interesting. Okay, and now the plant is actually hit. I just wanted to rewind a second because this is important. Because we see mid lane push out and decompress, we know that the Kiana could look to roam. She does have 6 at 530 wave is the market, unless weird things have happened, but she's definitely been 6 for a while. We see the Kiana come out of the bush here, and Gwen does a good job of counter ganking this, right? Exhaust is very, very nice. We basically go in on the pike at level 4. He dies very, very quickly. Kiana is able to snack one back, but now we can chase down. We will have our Q up again, and heal is used, which means we want to disengage very, very quickly and make sure we survive. We reposition. Very, very well played by the Gwen. Although now you want to be careful. Okay, Lux is rotating down, but you do want to be cautious here, because if Nidalee decided to reactively path and come to this, she could be around here. I don't think that's the case, right? We don't think that's the case. But if it is, you are doomed. Okay, we see the Nidalee on the blue, so now we're safe, right? Now we can go back in. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're out of mana! Unfortunate gaming. However, overall, I'm okay with what was thought about, and my issue is more with Mercer Lux mains, huh? Ironic name. Yeah, that was painful to watch. I'm sorry I had to show that to you. But the whole concept there of, hey, look, Nidalee should be on the other side. We can then watch the Kiana. We can rotate and counter gank. We know someone hit the plant. All very good plays. Just know when to disengage and cut out. Now, we do lose our blue. Obviously, thank you to the Yaks for showing us this. And now we're going to keep on sequencing. We know this is gone here. No point in checking. No point at all. Big wave. Warded, because he disappears and he shows up again. So, by going to Raptors and Gromp... you see, sometimes you gotta be the solo carry. This is what I'm saying. You see, so the Nidalee knows, and most likely warded. I'm gonna check in a second here once this has dissipated. All right, we do have ult available to us, and Malphite is kind of low. Oh, it's disgusting. Anyway, you know, I'd be concerned that there were wards here, right? If they were deep invading me, but fortunately it was just the Nidalee using her brain to say, you know, Gwen should be showing up for the blue, taking the blue side. Malphite went and smacked that lamppost out of commission, and Gwen might look to punish this low rock on the top side. Nidalee thought, let me counter gank this, help him push it, and maybe I can do a herald, and in turn died. That's what happened. I'm totally correct, because you could see what happened. You know, I'm just relaying the information to you with a bit of context. Let's elevate our context once more. Now, we see Pike here. We see the Kiana disappear and come up, which means we know that there might be a ward place. Haha, control ward there. Nidalee, at this point, we saw her bottom side. You should anticipate that she's going to be bottom side if she was just top side taking everything, which of course she was. Because we killed her, we know we have a rebuff as well. So we see her here. Good disengage. Thank you very much. Moving into the river. Now, we need to use our power spike. And as Gwen, you know, now you are fed. And she is not fed. Jax is moving on down as well. She's not fed through some innate, you know, nonsense or bullshit. She has made this happen. The pathing has not been the best, but overall she has used the champion well, and she's in a very strong position. Nidalee has also made a few mistakes. Here we go, Sippy Snippy. We get knocked back there, of course, but the Jax is able to do things. No, he's not. I lied to you completely. We don't have ult, but that cooldown is going to be a factor, you see, because here, right, that 20-second rank 1, you know, it's up again in 8 seconds. So if she gets anything with this ultimate, that's directly due to the buff. And that's worth noting in these particularly close situations. I think she might, or now it's up. So it was very, very close. If she didn't get the kill there and she dashed the flash, she would have got it with the ultimate. So worth noting these benefits. But, you know, you get Nash's Tooth, use your lead. please push the map. Go into the river. Look to you are officially online as GWEN when you have this itemization. Now, Pyke is not a champion I would use my ultimate on, sweetheart. That is no. Unless, wait, what do I know? Okay, I know things. Good. That's dumb. I didn't want to results-based it anyway. Even if she gets the kill there, I don't think it's the right way to go about it. I would just go to the dragon. You're getting some plates bot lane. We can get the dragon here. We can fall back. We can play around the herald. This is a total greed play that we don't need, and that's why I'm covering it with a master game, because sometimes the errors. If you go to the main channel, watch the challenge game I just put out. You will see the difference about what I'm talking about. I had 3 hours of coaching today. I made that entire video mostly, and I'm doing this. So my brain is a bit fatigued, and language is hard when your brain is fatigued. I could still do, my astrophysics calculations, but speaking, I can't help you. I'll do my best. Anyway, so most likely in this case, you will lose a dragon because of the complete idiotic overchasing, really. But we might be able to capitalize with a herald. So let's have a look to see what happens. Now, if Nidalee does this and goes this and goes this and then dives this, which is what I expect, we will get this, and a dive potentially. But it is a Malphite. It is a Malphite with ultimate and flash up. So that makes things a little bit more difficult. Let's observe. Well, as expected. We're going to finish this. We would have had the global timer for the red buff. So remember to keep track of those things. We could go and sneak them, but I think here this is fine. I'm a little bit concerned about mid lane and Nidalee anticipating this and moving up to us. That's why I don't like doing this unless I have control wards or like super knowledge. Like this darkness really makes me nervous. Typically I'm playing more off-meta things, obviously, that are not skirmish strong. And this takes me longer to do. So in this particular situation, when you see the no one show up after about 10-15 seconds, I think you're fine. And obviously the Kiana shows on the bottom side here. So that was actually not up, so I was getting glitched by the replay system. I apologize profusely. Sometimes the timers are completely off now. Yes, pay attention to the global timer for the red. Does happen, and actually it's fine when you're trying to do coaching, but sometimes when you're just trying to do a VOD review and just look for the information quickly, the lying of the information sucks. But we could have done that with our brains, right? I mean, let's be honest with you. I told you my brain's fatigued, but yes, if this was taken, and you know when it was taken approximately here, you can just add yourself the time, the 5 minutes, and you are good to go. Anyway, my bad. Is what it is. However, if you do have the global timer of the red and you do see it there, then yes, please. I mean, if Nidalee's still bot lane, if Kiana's still bot lane, go ahead and do counter jungle that. So the point does stand, but it isn't relevant in this particular situation. Now, we have... That was a mistake, right? I've seen some very suspicious heralds lately, so I'm not sure. We definitely want to use it here, 100%. Like this is a good place to use it. 2 plates, 2.5 plates is absolutely primed. I just don't know why we activated it there necessarily instead of trying to bait something in first. But hey, again, it works. Not necessarily results based, but it works. There you go. We can stutter it away. Ultimate is up. We're going straight up for the fight. You're abusing this bot lane. We still were able to survive. Great. Tennis clap, very well played. We have here Kiana once more rotating, killing the Janna, and now we do want to run like the wind. Thank you very much for disengaging there and not overcommitting too much. So we got 2 towers for this one, very, very nice. And now Nidalee obviously makes an equal and opposite play by getting the top lane tower. Rockman has anti-Jax itemization, 5-2 to 4-2, so he's got a 1k gold lead here. We're going to go up to the top lane here and hope Nidalee hasn't taken our camps, but as we see her in vision, we know that this is the case. So, I don't think we should even remotely go up here. Yeah, good. Cut and go down. Perfect. You could collapse, but there's no point. It's a Nidalee. It's one of those really tilting things like a proxying singed. As soon as he sees you, and you rotate to it, he runs away or executes, and it's just like, oh. And do I go? Do I not go? Depends on the CC you have and what kind of champions you are. Again, look at this. We are now at 83, and we will be going to 75 when we are rank 11, all the way down to, where are we? There we go, 67. You can just about see that, so. I know the pop-up graphics don't always work, but the base layout is more important, so you can continuously absorb information. And when I say something stupid, like the red's up when it isn't, you can think about that. I'm just testing you all the time. I'm just testing you. That's all it really is. You gain value. Infinite value packages in my jungle guides. Now we're going to go here and snack this blue away. I would like to see a few more control wards. Pike goes for the hook on the Yana. We're smiting this to make sure we can get it. We do have an E over the wall. Here we go. Snip snip. And Pike Gaming. That champion. We did have ult, but again, like, unless you are overwhelmingly ahead and you have Ghost with your blue smite, then it's probably not something you're looking to do. All right, here we go. Now, they're using their, you know... Lux! Good job! Okay, there we go. Nicely done. Kiana goes off the wall, misses rolled against, and you know, that's just rock and rock violence, and basically no other champions were caught. The other rock also decided these Kiana ults are a bit weird, and oh my goodness, that misfortune damage. The damage. Kite back, kite back, kite back. What a waffly fight. We'll recap in a... Ricochet. We'll recap in a second. So, good thing you're alive. Remember, not dying is the most important thing. When you're not dead, you can get experience. When you're not dead, you can get objectives. When you're not dead, you can decompress waves. When you're not dead, you can do things while other champions and players cannot. That's what that whole video is about. We will have to give up this dragon. That's why that earlier dragon, I think, instead of over-chasing, would have been much better, in my opinion, because it just allows you to control the objective ping-pong a bit more, and because you're scaling champion, it's nice to have that control. I wouldn't necessarily die or waste time on the dragon, but if it's opportunistically there, then why not, you know? So here... Good flank, good positioning. Obviously, someone gets caught out, the Malphite goes in. Lux hits a binding. We're able to kill the Malphite afterwards. I'm gulping for air as we speak. And then just fiesta mode, you know. Just make sure you survive and you're cutting back and you're doing the right things. Target swap. Don't go too deep, obviously. And try and protect your teammates as much as you can. We do go for the Dragon, but as I said, that's absolutely fine because we can go take another 2 cams. We can go complete our Rift Maker, which is exactly what we want to do. And now... you can go in a whole bunch of things. Obviously, Cosmic Drive is common. If you need a Zhonya's against a multiple assassin comp, you can do that. Some people just love to go tank. I'm not gonna lie to you. They just straight up go tank in this particular situation. So you've got a lot of, you have a lot of options. There we go. Let's just slow down. So we mumble a little less, although, not mumble, stutter. I can't help it. It is what it is. Once more, it is what it is. We are level 11 though, way ahead of everyone else. Lux is 041. Unfortunately, we did give her that assist. Not sure how I feel about that, but you know, I'll take the kill. We are now grouped, 4 people mid lane. Let's finish this off. Malphite's top lane, that's the thing we're worried about because that's a big engage. And you might have here the Pike try to do something as well, but again, without the Malphite, I feel like we're quite confident here. Did that spear even do anything? Lux! Playing like a Lux. If you know, you know. Honestly, absolute sardine, fish salmon. Malphite, there he goes. Kiana, there he goes. Dead, good turn. Right, we are using the Gwen is immune. Gwen is immune. Gwen is immune. Ah, misfortune from the other side. We're cutting up to kill the Pike, which we do. We use another proc of ultimate to go down. Good target swap by everyone on their team. Nice ricochet, well played there. Very, very good. And now we can chase. We're doing the Gwen things. Support the Gwen, shield the Gwen, protect the Gwen. Follow the Gwen. That's exactly what you want to do. Nice reverse out to a counter engage onto the Malphite, and then good target swap and selection to clean up their entire team. It was very, very well played. What is the gold lead now? Only 1.4k. We're closing it, and that's the big fight that does it. You could stick around with them to take this, but they don't need you to take it. They can take it themselves. So we're going to go and catch this bottom wave. Snip it up. We could push another one, but again, it's a little bit more risky. I'd rather reset, make sure I go topside here to protect my camps. We've got a Baron play coming up, and that is what we want to secure, yeah? So, out of base again. Now, if your team is coalescing in the mid lane, you want to go Grump Wolves so you can go outside in to make sure you're able to join your team. If your team is looking to do things here, in this quadrant, then you can go inside out because you're floating in the direction where your team wants to be. The worst thing is to go Wolves, Grump, you know, up or out if your team is going down because now you're pathing in the opposite direction to your team. And again, it is kind of happening here. You know, she is not in a position to aid, but because we got a tower here, you don't really expect this. So this is the enemy team just trying and succeeding in making a play. Now Gwen shows up and says, I can 1v9 literally everyone right now. So Gwen is immune, Gwen is immune. We go a little bit airborne. Oh, it's disgusting. Like, she has everything you need. That does hit, though, but we're not able to follow through. That's fine. That was a third proc as it was. Again, cooldown now is at 67, so we're pretty juiced. I like doing this. Malphite is bottom lane here, right? Lux is bottom lane as well. If you can duo this Baron with someone, and as Gwen you really can, as Kindred you can as well, Graves, you can do it pretty quickly with maybe 1 or 2 people, and with certain builds, obviously. A lot of champions can absolutely rinse this, but Gwen is one of the best at melting and securing Barons. So if their whole team is completely out of position, yoink it. Well played. Good snack. Good snack, definitely. Had a Kindred coaching earlier today where we had a very similar situation. We're losing the game, some good fights, got back into it, snuck a Baron, but then the problem is what happened was they all died afterwards. So let's have a look here. They're over chasing, and Gwen is a bit more fed. Good stopwatch. Whew. I'm always looking at the cooldown on the E and the repositioning. The refund is obviously a nice boost. Like the refund, you know, it's going to help you a lot in these particular situations. The skip and slash, that's, I never remember the ability. There we go, Alta's up again. 1 more. Can we get it? Please! I wanted to go with Jeremy's more speed again, but we didn't have Ghost. Happens. He just gets away, but Pyke always gets away. Mid Warlord. I swear, if I see one more Pyke mid in my game, int it up and not understand roaming timers, like you're down 45, 60, 80 CS, right? And then, you know, we've taken the dragon, and I'm ready to go make a Herald play, dive top lane, invade the topside jungle. Like it's a 3v2 extravaganza for us, right? And the Pyke goes bottom lane. I have no camps bottom lane, excuse me. There's no camps bottom lane, there's no dragon. Your bot lane's losing. The enemy jungler has no camps. The whole game is centered around the top. You gotta use your body, man. Use your body. Just use your body. If you don't have smite, use your body to protect. And what is going on in these games? Same thing with the Kha'Zix. Like you have smite or you have Q or you. Anyway, so like those Pikes that just roam to those doom scenarios in the wrong way just absolutely told me, like, how can you be a mid warlord if you don't even know how to roam? Like good supports know exactly how to roam, and if you're a mid warlord, then you should know exactly how to roam as well. But hey, I don't see it. Anyway, so use your body to block that. Don't block the Janet. Just watch her die. Zaya's doing her best to do a lot of. That's a very disturbing and inappropriate name. You know, she's doing her best to do damage in this particular situation, which is fine. You know, we need someone to help us out with the damage, because as much as Gwen can be the solo carry with a bit of, you know, Janna support and a bit of Lux shielding and so on, it's nice to have a bit more. It's nice to have a teammate that can help you out a little bit. You know, definitely. Now everyone's going back to base, so basically you're on your own here. We have a dead Jax. Oh, that should be a dead. No, it's a Pyke. Of course he's not dead. He's Pyke. So just catch the waves, push him up, but don't get caught out here. Okay, it's very, very important. You don't get caught out. We're just looking to jungle, push waves, get vision control, and prep the map for when our team and us can group together again. So now we're going to smite and go in on this, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Gwen is immune. Diseased ability. Okay, there we go. Snap, snap, snap. That is disgusting clicks. We obviously have the Zhonya's activation, as I said. Now we can reposition. And Jax does TP in to help us out here. Oof, Misfortune, you just have to flash and reposition it. That ultimate is really, really something, isn't it? Lux is finally deciding to join us. Just push bottom wave. Just push bottom wave. It's fine, we're no longer fighting. We're just kind of waiting for you to push the wave so we have a bit of symmetry. But the Lux doesn't understand this. She just wants to trap and do Lux things, I guess. Would have been better to have a bit more pressure here just to offset something, you know? So Gwen will do it. Thank you. Good grief. Right, now we have to leave. Because of this, we have to leave. Gwen actually stays from this. Excuse me. I'm just watching it happen. I'm confused, but that's fine. Enemy team decides to go in. Muffet is, of course, respawned. They are able to kill the Misfortune. Gwen, it's just absolutely disgusting, to be honest with you. Zaya does die for it, but so does everyone else. Now we're a little bit low, but we are Gwen with huge damage and healing. But there you go. Executes. Executes, executes, executes. It'll always help you in these moments. See, I'm just trying to avoid, you know, I don't want to die. So it's about measured risk, right? If you can push these up, maybe get a tower by forcing some rotations before Malphite respawns. Maybe use some kind of, you know, back and forth rotation from the Lux here to actually dish it out if someone collapses on this. There's ways to play this in a way that no one really dies, but Once they do go in, cancel you back, keep the push because you know the numbers are there, so now you know that only one can come and they need to send 2 or 3, which they did, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Speed it up. Measure eyes. Needlessly large rod. So, yes, the one thing we didn't talk about was, of course, you know, going absolute batshit full damage. And when you are the solo carry with the mesh eyes, it looks like this is what we need to do. Pike with a very cross-eyed hook, unfortunately. Well, for him. Good for us. Right, Baron is spawning. There is no real reason for us to be on the bottom side. I do know we're losing... Oh, no real reason. We're losing the dragon. Excuse me, there is, of course, a big reason. We're losing the Baron, so, but do we... I'm thinking dynamically now, as opposed to thinking not dynamically, of course. We do want to be on the dragon, but we could have absolutely rinsed that Baron. You know, you could have absolutely rinsed that Baron in time and still gotten down to this. This is not like an equal trade that needed to be made. It's still not up. It's still not up. The Baron's dead. They're worried about Soul. You've killed it. Now you push this up with your Baron. They have to disengage on it, and now you can collapse, kill, and secure the Baron for the Drake for yourself. Right? Do you see what I'm saying? There's no real need for us to all be waffling NALCS over this dragon, because we could have easily made a Baron play. Here we go. Nice knock up there by the Janna, by the way. Good TP again by the Jax. Very well played. Good flanking Z. Nice. Super nice. Very, very good. And we should be able to secure this, unless Malphite queues it. And now we can straight up make some more kills. We can push out an inhib. We can do Baron. But yeah, I don't like that 1 minute waffling. Like, when the spawn times are so disparate, I'd rather just... We don't need anyone else. Like, we just need one person. We can have one person kind of focus on the bottom warding for the dragon. We can take that Baron ourselves, and then we can just push out mid lane, force him to deal. Like, you guys take Soul, we'll end the game. End of story. But mostly just using it for decompression. And now that will push up, they have to rotate, and it's easier. But it was a good team fight. They recognize their scaling, they recognize their lead, and GWEN is doing absolute nutty work in this particular situation. So, well played. You know, overall well played. Lux is going to push that. We do have itemization in the pocket. Thank you for the death cap. 23 stacks. AP amount is 873. Sorry, Night Blue, we are not clickbaiting today. I'll watch at the end. Maybe we can. But it won't be clickbaiting. It'll be literal. Unless I write 873 AP. Wow. Could do that too. You know, there's a way to market things in a fun way that's also still giving you an educational principle. And I think people are losing that sometimes. You know, it's about having fun as well as conveying something that you can learn, and you can do both, you know? Don't have to clickbait and lie, but don't do that. I've never really done that, but there's a fusion of interesting and fun ways of titling things, which I try to do on this channel, just have fun with it, but also showing you, hey, look, this is what this is about, and this is what you can learn in the video. And I try to address that at the beginning, and you know what you're getting here. You know, I'm not gonna play GWEN in Silver and be like, hey, look at the champion. I'm gonna show you Challenger, Master, and Grandmaster games, and show you that they're not perfect. And if you do all of these things in Silver, trust me, you will win the game, you know? And I always point out things like, this won't be possible in Silver, this won't be possible in Gold. But a lot of what's happened today is the high elo equivalent of low elo performance. So you can see how you can very easily exploit it as the GWEN, even if you don't make the perfect decisions. Also, you'll see, wait, I'll get to it in a second. You can't see it on this camera, I need to reset it up. Nicely done, but yeah, just chase him down. Run him down and end the game. That's it, there's nothing else interesting. The plates that I have there on the side of the couch, my cool bumper plates, my very, very, very nice set. I had to accumulate. Finally, the 10s came in stock. And if you've watched my stream, you know I'm always complaining about the fact that I got the 25s and 20s, a lot of 20s and the 15s, but 10s were never in stock. They finally came in stock today after a year. I finally ordered them. So next time I stream, hopefully soon, nicely done. And next time I have the camera set up properly, a bit more shifted, you will see the greens, hopefully, and by end of next week. So I'm happy. You're happy because GWEN is good. I'm happy because we won a game and we had fun doing it. I'm also happy that the jungle meta seemingly is going to be evolving soon with the Void Jungle Belveth. Pay attention to the main channel. I will try and get all the information you need on Tuesday when it's released. Hopefully Tuesday. If not this Tuesday, then probably 2 weeks after. But we're getting a lot of leaks, so fingers crossed for Tuesday. And then I might even try PBE game and upload it next Tuesday as well. So you'll get to see me play it, you know, 200 ping and int, but I'll show you what the champion does. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you... That wasn't even a word. That was just literally... Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please do like, share, and comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy. Head to the main channel for a very fun, informative, and meme-tastic video on jungling. See you all in the next tutorial.